back. We're here on Revive Life, helping you put steps in place to help prevent cancer and help any of you who have cancer. Researchers, including Dr. Bellevue, have found that certain foods can actually halt the development of cancer cells. In fact, the leading foods researched in the lab for breast cancer include garlic, leeks, scallions, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage. Who knew? In addition, the phytonutrient fucoxanthin, which can be found in seaweed, has also been shown to inhibit prostate cancer cells. So be sure and pick up some cancer-fighting sushi today for dinner. Speaking of cooking, at the new MapleSoft Cancer Survivorship Center, there are many good programs, including the Eating Right program. The MapleSoft Center, in their vision to offer professional coaches, sponsored our training with Dr. Neil Bernard's team and their Food for Life program. With further research, I custom designed the Eating Right program for the center and its participants with the assistance of the Revive Life cooking coaches. The program is sponsored by the Natural Food Pantry and includes 12 weekly sessions with information and cooking demos. We're happy to welcome Louise Rancourt, one of our participants from the Eating Right pilot program. I have to say, Louise, when I first walked into the room with the program, your smile lit up the room, and I thought, there's a lady I want to get to know. So, Louise, you were there, and it was a unique situation because in your situation, you didn't have cancer. What inspired you to take the program?
Well, because my sister had cancer,
Yes.
and I basically went through all of the steps with her, and we were looking at Dr. Belliveau's book and doing all this research on food, and you know, she's a science teacher, and she had cue cards for all the food she'd have to eat every day, and we were trying to combine these things in dishes, and it was so, you know, complicated to try to eat all these foods in one day and not have recipes for them. So when this came up at the center, she said, "Do you want to take it? You know, let's do this." And so I was right in because I do enjoy cooking. So so that's what we did.
Okay, wonderful. And in the 12 weeks, how did your nutrition change?
I actually have had in the 4 months, 3 months, 3 times meat.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's very significant.
Cut down, on our meat. Fish we have, but yeah, it's plant-based.
And do you miss having meat?
Not yet.
No.
No. I mean, we've had it, and I didn't. You know, it was okay, but it wasn't.
I think the key secret is if you talk about what you can't have, of course it becomes negative. The cup is half empty. But if you talk about what foods taste delicious, then it becomes very interesting.
Yes. It's all about tasting good.
Exactly.
It has to taste good.
Exactly. So we have a recipe here from the program. What are we going to make today, Louise?
Curry quinoa veggie sliders.
Okay, how do we make that?
So we start with, I prepared a little bit in advance.
Yes, that's good.
So we have carrots and zucchini and garlic and onions that I put in the food processor to make my life easier because that's
they
what
look pulsed very small.
I like it that way.
Chopping away.
Exactly. So that's what we pulse them, and we put them in the bowl. No, that's not what we do.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically all the ingredients gets mixed together.
Yes.
So yeah, the order is not so important.
Well, we could put it in the frying pan first.
We could,
okay,
yes.
But we'll mix it.
For today, let's just say we're going to move forward. So what Louise is saying is that you could saute it lightly to just get it cooked just a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have here sweet potatoes that are also cooked, and you mix it in with the quinoa.
Lovely quinoa.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about quinoa. And, you know, again, 1 cup of quinoa contains 8 grams of protein compared to 6 grams in an egg. So it is a very nutrient-dense food and is a great option for us. And that looks great already.
Yes. And then we have a little bit of arrowroot powder to help it bind.
Yes. And arrowroot powder you can pick up at any health food store.
And we also have the curry to give it a good, nice color and also the flavor that we like. And we mix it all together, and we're going to make patties.
Beautiful.
And we're going to, they can go in the oven, or we can
put them right in the pan.
Yeah.
So the neat thing about these recipes is if you're asked to go to, I mean, barbecue season's coming up. And, you know, one of the things about eating differently is being invited to someone's house and not knowing what to eat. So what I encourage people to do is to say, you know what, I tried a wonderful recipe, I like to bring it to the barbecue, and then that way you've got something that you know is good for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I actually have tried a lot of these recipes from the class.
Yes.
With guests, and they've been very, very,
yeah,
very, wow, this is good, you know. So
that's so nice that they're pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised, yes.
So if you are going to put it in a frying pan, we've used coconut oil.
Yes.
And coconut oil is important instead of using perhaps some other types of oils, because coconut oil has different types of medium chain fatty acids, which actually are healthful fats. It actually has antimicrobial properties as well. And good fats tell us when we are full and help us not eat too much. So basically all you do is you just make your patties and just put it in your pan. And the neat thing about this recipe is you could bake it or you could prepare it in advance and you could freeze it and then just pull it out whenever you need it.
And I have those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
They look beautiful. And then this is our finished version here. So again, this would be a great snack. You could serve it with salsa. You could serve it with another dip. Have you tried it in any other way?
With the salsa, and today I brought just coriander.
Ah, beautiful.
Just we
sprinkle a little bit of that on top. Okay.
Just to
yeah, that's perfect.
Green and herbs.
Flying coriander. Okay, that's beautiful. So we'll let this cook away. And in terms of the other ways or the other foods that we have prepared in the Eating Right program, what other foods do we have here?
We have a kale salad, which is one of my favorites. And I think I make it every week. It's so good. It's very popular in my family. So it has cranberries and pine nuts and tomatoes and very simple vinaigrette. And also we have the millet with avocado and tomatoes, lots of herbs. I think there's dill and basil, if I'm not mistaken, with, I forget the name of, apricots.
Apricots,
yes. They give a really nice taste.
So of all the recipes, again, which one was your favorite?
I think I'll go with the kale, but I also learned an incredible truffle, the antioxidant truffles.
Oh,
that
yes.
love.
Okay, tell our viewers about that one.
Oh, that is such a good substitute for dessert.
Yes.
Because there's lots of nuts and it's high in protein, and I have one of those after each meal, and I feel great.
Yeah, and it satisfies your craving to have something sweet, because dark chocolate is okay to have a little bit.
And there's dried blueberries in there with it, and the nuts, so it's very good. Everybody, again, in the family enjoys those. We had them at Easter, actually.
Beautiful.
So great.
Well, the great thing about meeting you is that you've been inspired to actually help us with our subsequent programs as well. So Louise is actually going to be with us, and we're going to be working together at coaching more people to learn how to eat right. Do people need to have any special is there any special requirements for the program? And you know, would you give people any tips about people who'd want to join and people perhaps who are not ready for the program?
I think that you have to come with an open mind. You
Yes.
know, it depends where you're at, but we were definitely ready. We were ready for the change, and but sometimes when you're sick, you know, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to, it might be too much work, it might be there's a lot of things that can vary, so I would, but it's still fun. You made it fun, and that's very important.
That was the goal.
It was fun, inspiring, and you can't make mistakes. That was a clear message that you gave us, because I tend to go, oh, no, you know, but no, she says, no, you just add this and you're okay, you know? So that was really important.
Yeah.
And and people, we don't want stress.
Right, exactly.
So this
we
was
need
great.
flexibility in our
and
cooking.
I didn't realize cooking, you know, you can't make mistakes. Good.
You might create something new.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Louise.
You're
We
welcome.
are very appreciative of you spending time with us today.
You're welcome.
If you or anyone you know wishes to register for the Eating Right program or any of the other wonderful programs that the Cancer Centre has to offer, you can find out more at www.ottawacancer.ca or contact them directly at 613-247-3527. Our next superfood is oatmeal for our show on anxiety, so be sure and pick up some this week when you're doing your groceries.
So, do I just finish?
Yes. So right beside, yeah, 2 chairs side by side would be great. If you're just tuning in now, we're here on Revive Life speaking about how to prevent cancer. Nature certainly has her wisdom, and in the fact, phytonutrients, luteolin, apigenin, myrcin, found in foods such as mint, thyme, and parsley, have a similar ability to halt cancer growth as one of the common chemotherapeutic drugs, Gleevec, in lab settings. They're especially effective when used in combination. To boost your body's immunity, add daily exercise to stimulate the lymphatic system, which contains fluid primarily made of white blood cells to support immune function and the removal of toxins from your body. Our next guests are from the Ottawa Integrative Cancer Centre, the first integrative cancer centre in Eastern Canada. Executive Director and founder, naturopathic Dr. Dougal Seeley, who also serves as the Director of Research and Clinical Epidemiology at the Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine, affiliate investigator for the Ottawa Hospital Research Institute, and peer reviewer for Health Canada's Adverse Reaction newsletter. Our complimentary guest was 58 when she was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in the summer of 2009. She was in the throes of trying to get on track with the treatment plan when she heard about an oncological naturopath, Dr. Lisa Kirshner. With a customized plan to build up her immune system and lessen the effects of chemotherapy, she is thrilled to have had no evidence now remaining in her body of cancer. She continues to work with the OICC team. We are also pleased to be joined by cancer survivor Tamara Levine. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining both of us.
Thank you.
Coming to the studio. Tamara, I think through our audience's eyes, some of us really don't understand what it actually feels like when you actually have that diagnosis. What are the thoughts that go through your mind?
It's a very, very scary time to find out that you have a cancer diagnosis. There's, of course, the build up to the diagnosis. In my case, I found a lump in my underarm in the shower one day out of the blue. I had had a clear mammogram 10 months before, so I didn't even associate it with the possibility of breast cancer. But I saw my doctor right away and had a series of tests and then got the diagnosis. It was a time of despair. I knew it was a very aggressive cancer, and I didn't have a treatment plan yet. And so I didn't know what my chances of survival were. I didn't know what my life would look like over the next months or years. I didn't know whether I'd make it at the other end. I was working full time. I had a family. What happens to my life as I've known it? So it's a very, very dark time. I call it the black hole sometimes.
Yeah, I think people have commonly described it as that. But in terms of resources, you found out about the OICC, and tell us how your experience was. What was important about using complementary care?
Well, I was in the process of getting on track with mainstream oncology at the hospital when I found out about Dr. Lisa Kirshner, the naturopath who had